9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet. Not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker, the future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to PTM Racing TV. We are now live here tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, where we've got 13 of the toughest and the baddest drivers around here in Battle of Metal Racing League Xfinity Series, looking to hit it up and go at it right here and now on our show. I got everyone on Christian the Crusader driver, and welcome to tonight's action-packed adventure. This is the what do we got going on tonight? Oh, this is the Melgaard. This will be our Melgaard Motorsports New Hampshire Motor Speedway race here for the Xfinity Series. Presented by, of course, our good friends over at A1 Glass, GreenTech Energy, ButtKicker, Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, Pottlez Wrapz, Melgaard Motorsports, SimRaceMerch.com, Grid Finder, and Matt Mills Racing Team. And now to the lineup here tonight for our grid order. Here we're going to see it on the pole. Corey Reed will be your number one qualifier to heads outside. It'll be the closer, Cindy Taylor. Run number 2, it's Matthew Hoff at the 84 to heads outside. Robert Dudleyville Dudley in that number 49. Row number 3, it's going to be Dustin Solnick of the 66 is outside. Chantel, the throttle, Pottle in the 5. Row number 4, it's going to be Key Checkmate Tear in the 8 to the outside. Jeffrey Todd Tufts to 72. Row 5, we see Dan Miglin, the 31 to his outside. Kevin Baker, the 87. Row number 6, Wally Babb, the 99, and his outside will be Mr. Christopher Jordan in the 78. Your final starter tonight being Mr. Jeffrey Oakes in the number 20. He will be the shotgun man on the field. Corey Regan, a fast qualifying time in here, definitely going to help out his pace, help him out a little bit when it comes to the battle here, and we'll see if he can get it done here. Robert Dudley, Bubba, bring in the tables. Oh, he's bringing the tables in, folks. Watch out down there. We're getting ready to get it on, get a fight up, put a show on tonight. We are looking for a hot seller, hot standing ovation from these drivers, these field of people that have come from all walks of life, all lands of grass and sea and plains, looking to perform and present here on our show. Here we go. They'll bring him up, down, and across the front straightaway here. Drivers lead him down in for the charge, and we are up and running here. It's go time at the Magic Mile. 100 laps tonight here at stage 30 and stage be at 30 and 60 here respectively. Coming out of corner 1 and 2, we've got a pretty good run out of the gate here. Keep Checkmate Taylor already moving up a few spots here. The field trying to stretch their way around the backstretch into turn 3. Drivers looking for openings where they can, taking it very conservative here. Nobody wants to get too aggressive, too all over the place. They know they've got to be careful around these parts. Kevin Baker, the 87 now, starting to move up a little charge here around Dan the Man Miglin and the number 20 of Jeffrey Oakes. Everybody still pretty cornered off, pretty tight on the runs. Nobody giving an inch here to say the least. 5 Chantel Pottle currently rocking in a 4th place spot as we see a little bit of trouble down there on the back end there. Dustin Solnick, the 66 Malibu Camaro, getting a little off track, a little sideways, and he's going to park it there on the road course, so don't worry, we'll see that tomorrow night, just a heads up. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention we'll be seeing the New Hampshire Motor Speedway road course for the very first time come tomorrow night from our boys in the Fast One Rally Challenge, but that's beyond the point right now. We still got a race to call here. As Pedal to Metal Xfinity Series still continue to battle them down. Drivers getting all over the place a little bit now. Even Jeffrey Todd Tufts getting a little bit all squared away, out of control. Christopher Jordan having to avoid him there, getting out of the mess he just put himself in. Nearly a bad little run down there, almost getting himself into major complications to say the least, but he manages to hold it down. Arlie Dudley coming on board saying, let's go Dudleyville. Haha, love it. Matthew Hoffer right now, the 84, kind of falling behind. The Taylor, Skeeth, and Cindy right now are in the hunt. They're in the pack looking for a fight. Cindy, the reigning and defending season champion, and not just one but 2 series from last season, won both the Super Late Models and the Truck Series in her respectful times, and now tonight looking to try to capitalize on a big ratings get, a little bit of an opening get here, because this track is one of those tracks you just got to be very careful of and very aware of. It's not something you can just give out on and just let yourself get too ramped up on. This track takes a lot of timing, precision, performance, and control through all this. By the way, is that how you say your name, Arlie? Is it Arliss or Arlie? I apologize if I'm saying it wrong there, mate. Well, speaking of Dudleyville, here is the 49. That is the Penny, in that loving memory, Penny Dudley machine. Trying to hold down the Go Chris 27 as Corey Reed continues to fight him off. Behind him, though, we got a battle between the 5 of Chantel Pottle and the number 8 of Keith Checkmate Taylor. Both drivers known for their battles in the NASCAR Heat Series, and they know each other all too well. They fought amongst each other very many times, and I can still remember the time they went at it. I believe it was down in Talladega, Daytona. They were side by side for all that race and all that run for the first place spot. Neither one wanted to give an inch to the other, and it looked like it could have gone either way had it been just for a little mistake from yours truly. Yeah, I kind of drove it a little too hard in the corner and ended up tagging somebody and going for a ride. Let's just say that. That race wasn't broadcasted, by the way, so please don't go look for it. Speaking of broadcasting right now, currently broadcasting inside the camera view of Dan Migler. Dan the Man, as we refer to him as tonight. Trying to charge off, trying to get a little bit in. Arlie, or is it? Yeah, it's Arlie? You're saying I'm right. Okay, I'm presuming it's Arlie then, because I said Arliss, and then, yeah, I said Arlie first, so I'm presuming Arlie then. Okay. I seriously gotta get I gotta get like some kind of a dictionary or something around here to tell me like how to say words properly around here. I swear I cannot for the life of me keep a good number on names and stuff. Down on the inside zone, the number 5 trying to hold off the 8. The 8 to keep Checkmate Taylor, though, getting a better run on the middle circuit there. But again, you wonder how much the tires are taking a little bit of a beating down there. We've seen it here before where things get a little too crazy, a little too hectic, and you just kind of drive it in way too hard, causing your tires to go out and just break it down badly. Dudley looking for an opening on Corey Reed, but you can see he's backing his corners up, not trying to do anything too crazy or sensuous. You got to watch those runs. You got to watch that momentum. You can't be over accentuated down there. You just need to make sure the car isn't right. Little smoke there coming off the front end here. We got a little bit of a problem. Corey Reed slowing down badly here. Checkmate and Cindy. Or excuse me, Chantel and Key Checkmate Taylor now moving ahead. Cindy got put back a little bit because of that from Reed. Al Cost was pressed time. The throttle, Chantel Pottle on the inside looking for the race lead here in New Hampshire. But hey, she still got to deal with old Checkmate there, and he likes playing the king on the queen. He is doing it right here. Oh, but the 5 dive bombs are right down in, literally forcing Keith to drive it up a little higher here. That's not where you want to go in this track. You want to try to keep it more in the middle end, down towards the bottom. Don't let that thing drift up too much, or you lose a lot of momentum. Corey Reed end up cost a lot of time and cross trouble there. Unfortunately, not anywhere to go. And now, currently, trying to fight his way back into the field. Jeffrey Oakes now, last week's feature winner, moving up into the pack. Little side-by-side battle there with Robert Dudley. Oaksy looking to try to hold down the 49, but you can see he is just kind of pacing himself in, and also something to kind of go at tonight because Robert Kahn is not with us tonight. That means 2 weeks from now at Michigan, we have crowned a season champion. This man, Robert Dudley, has got enough points to secure the title, and it was because of his overall consistency and overall control of the car. This race tonight has secured his title finally. And I gotta believe more than anything, after his fights in the flyby and the RTC, he has got to be proud of that and thankful he now has a championship crown to his name. But you know as well as anything, he's not done yet. He still wants to try to get as most points as he can to try to make a perfect season. So he's gonna. It just goes to show you though, the more consistent you are up front, the more consistent the points will keep you at. Whereas you fall back too many times, you lose it all and you lose too much time from it. Something I think a lot of drivers have been very well aware of and very much inconsistent of. They've been trying to get more dialed in, trying to get things more situated. But it's very difficult out here to try and take down the best and beat the best, especially when they know how to fight you off at the best of times. Key Checkmate Taylor now trying to fight off Dudley's run, but Dudley is now starting to get the tables out. He's saying, I'm going to put him through the table, and he looks like he's already about to do it. You can see how much space these guys, too, are getting out of here. These guys are getting a lot of room, considering this is an extremely tight track. Remember, there's kind of a paper-cut kind of track-style format here. There's not a lot of banking in the corners, and there's not a lot of room for mistakes. And you saw earlier, Turn 2 has a very big flat spot. Doesn't seem like it, but let me tell you something. When you go on board there and you look to that left side, right where the pit exit is, there is a huge crater, if I may add, that literally has no regards for what goes over it and where it goes around it, and it'll send your butt to the cliff and back, and it does not give any two hoots about it. Take a look right there. Look on that left side. See it right there. He just passed right over. You can even see 27 and Corey Reed right as he goes over. You can see the car dip down slightly on the left side. Now imagine you're going at about, I don't know, about 100 miles per hour through that, if not at least 130, 140, which these drivers are hitting top speeds of 150 here tonight. Imagine just hitting that and feeling that car just sway right, left and right off you, and you can't even figure out how to save it. That is literally how tough that spot is and how tough this track is to master and configure off of. It really does not give you any breathing room or any chances to make mistakes. You can see right there where Kevin Baker, as he went over it there, you can see his car just kind of swept down a little left and then go straight right. Again, he's trying to preserve the car, not trying to over accentuate the throttle. Get a little too hard on that throttle, get a little too much on that gas, and I'll tell you, it can spin your tires out and it hurts you more than anything. Speaking of hurt more than anything, I get Key Checkmate Taylor might have hurt his tires a little bit too much. I think he might have overdone it a little bit. You can see the car fading off badly. Even Matthew Hoffer now starting to preserve and control this one. Chantel, the throttle model, though, is continuously leading the pack in, leading the field down. The only one that's even close to her is old Jeffrey Oaks, and Oaksy, in my opinion, probably before we even got on to iRacing, was one of the few guys I always mentioned, I always said, he is one of the best drivers that did not win nearly as much as he should have, because I can't say he didn't win any races, because he did win a race. He won back at Michigan International Speedway, actually taking me down as well as an old friend of ours in JR8852 on NASCAR Heat 4. It was the second and final race ever that we presented in the Truck Series. And, you know, that was one thing I really never forget about that race, was going 3 wide into turn 1 with those two. And, you know, I had to back my corner off and get out of the throttle quickly, although I had a good chance to run him down if I wanted to. I didn't want to ruin that moment. Honestly, to me, Oaksy and JR were going to go to war with one another, and I was glad to see that Oaksy got that win, but I was also kind of hoping JR could, you know, work off that and build some momentum in there too. And I'm glad down the road JR ended up winning the final season championship after a long, hard-fought seasons and series with all the races we had. It was good to see him get that win and get, you know, that last monkey off his back here. You know, Corey Reed, despite the fact also, just kind of looking right now on the front straightaway, despite the fact that he lost in turn 1 or had a little slip up, you saw the smoke popping out earlier. We couldn't get a camera on that. He's been holding in there pretty good tonight, folks. He hasn't given up too much, and he's been firing away at him. He's been giving him something to think about. Not having too many issues here tonight, and not really struggling to keep in contention and in control. Down to the final couple laps here before we hit stage break number 1. Remember, lap 30 is our conclusive stage break here. That'll be when the drivers slow up and get settled back down for another run. Dudley behind Jeffrey Oaks by about half a second here, but it looks like he's trying to build up a little bit of speed to catch them both. And Chantel Throttle Powell in the 5 as well. But Oaksy's not exactly letting him get to him that quickly. Not to say that Chevrolet Accessories number 20 doesn't know how to do it. Right now, he is definitely being a little bit more under control, a little less feisty on that throttle. Even Dan the Man Miglin trying to put up a little fight, saw him drive it up high, trying to dime it off out of turn 2, but unfortunately he runs the risk of opening the door to that 27 and Corey Reed, and now here comes the fellow driver from the Rock. Corey Reed right now, the Go Chris 27 looking to put a number up, put a little fight up, side by side they come out of turn 4, hard run off, and it's a drag race down the front straightaway between these two. Drag will go to the 31, and looks like at this point here, ooh, drives a little bit wider than some of the other guys and gals are right now. I'm kind of interested to know why he's trying to dime it off as quick as he is. If I was me out there, I'd be trying to more or less trying to invert the turn in, trying to get more tightened up to the bottom line instead of trying to drive it in as hard. I think Reed's kind of taking notice. He's trying to do the same thing here. Drives it up wide, brings it straight back down, and kind of a bit of a slingshot maneuver there. That's really what they're trying to aim for, but to me, it just is not getting any speed. It's a good run, but it's just not really that much of a speed boost. A little bit of anything. A time stuff would show it. Dudley got away with the 32.47. Miglin had a 32.47. Okay, so I guess can't say that too much. Both guys tied for the times. But Corey Reed with a 32. Alright, so Corey Reed with a 32.50 on that last one. That was how that one ended up being. Final laps now. We're down to only about 4 to go here. And before stage caution comes out, Bab still out of here with Kevin Baker, the 99 Caterpillar machine. A little damage on that right side. I think he told me earlier today as well that he was not in the mood to try to fight this track off. He was more or less trying to see if he can just kind of lay off for a bit and relax. I can't say that I blame him here, but it is good to see Bab still out here trying to fight it out with the best of them. 27 down, still about 70 plus to go. But here in this New Hampshire Motor Speedway, the Magic Mile, don't play host to anybody out here. It will give you the most fight and the most run, to say the least. Right now, looking to go back on the inside line, try to hammer on Miglin. Oh, he'll just straight send it off here. Miglin has to drive up a little higher. Reed straight to the bottom end, into the fight zone they go. Reed with the run. Miglin not able to hold him down. And Corey Reed right now, all honesty, I gotta believe, is just dictating the pace and dictating the momentum as he keeps continuously putting on a bit of a fight, putting on a bit of a run here. Some of the other guys in the back right now, we'll get an onboard camera here as well. We're going to go on board with Mr. Christopher Jordan. And right now we're actually going to take a look at our little timing sheet right here. This is actually the miles per hour. You see these guys in it. May have noticed something too on the bottom right there. You may have seen that little number go straight to 3 instead of 4. You can actually hear him as he shifts in, reaching up speeds of 146 miles per hour before he goes into the turn. But this is where he's got to back that corner off, back that car down. That's the speeds they carry through, and that's the speed they can get a run on. But it really, in my opinion, it kind of dictates more of the pace of what they want to do, which is try to fight it out amongst themselves as our caution finally comes out for the stage break. Chantel will win the stage and pretty much cement her night here out of the gate. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one plays out and how well it works out for her. But race fans, make no bones about it, this is only the first start of a pretty good battle here at the Magic Mile. Can any of these drivers continue to go where the throttle has gone, or will any of them be able to survive the treachery of the New Hampshire Motor Speedway? Find out when we return. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at GreenTech Energy, leading the way in solar energy and solar power for all. GreenTech Energy is the natural choice to use. By A1 Glass Incorporated, serving the Trinity conception area of Newfoundland, Carbonear, Canada. It is since 2008 with all your glass needs, services, quality auto glass replacements is what we're all about. By the ButtKicker, best of performance on feeling on real tracks of the virtual world. ButtKicker, feel what you've been missing. By Foreign Entertainment Group, PC.net, matching your want with your wallet. They will always work with your needs to build the best PC at the right price. And by SimRacingMerch.com, the perfect way to show your passion for sim racing. Field stretched down in and into pit road now, so we will get everyone kind of cornered off here as they get this figured out. So I got our first caution of the night here, being under a stage break. Good to see the drivers kind of slowing down the pace a little bit, kind of getting fielded back into their normal race runs. Pit strategies are going to be very, very key here tonight. Remember, you got to go into lap 60, and then the next couple laps there, you'll pretty much have a 35-lap shootout. There's a lot of room for mistakes there as the 5 Chantel Pottle drives it hard off. She will be the starter gun. And looks like Corey Reed may. Yeah, he did. He may, and he has. He beat out Robert Dudley. Robert Dudley will have to start back in third, fourth. Miglin in the fifth will be Hofford, and then Cindy Taylor will be your final starter on that third row in the 7. You know, that is one thing I've been kind of talking about all season long is how come that Mac, you know, makeup number 7 Ford Mustang has not won nearly as much as we expected her to since last season. And I think in all honesty that just kind of goes to show you just in racing that slumps happen often. They will come by. There's not a lot of chances you get on this track to really be making mistakes, to really giving yourself some breathing room. You've got to make sure that you're doing everything in your possible way to keep up with the paces, keep up with the controls, and keep up with the cars. because again, it's a very challenging track out there, man. It's not an easy way to get around short tracks, long tracks, and you know, next season I've been told they may just introduce a road course to the series, and apparently there is a new series going to be coming out. So, you know, the biggest thing is these guys and gals, they're going to have a lot at stake and a lot they need to figure out, because if they don't, it's just going to be it's just going to be a troublesome time for them. And as a driver, you don't want that. You just want to make sure you are dialed in, you're working your tail and off time and time again to be the best you can be. So really, at some point in your career, you have to lose, and you have to admit defeat. That basically you just can't get lucky, you just can't get anything going. That's when at that point you either A, try to work harder on getting to be a better accurate driver, or B, you basically just kind of go with the flow, and when the races come, they finally come to you. So motorsports is just way too chaotic to try to even think of who is going to be the best driver, who's going to be the one to win. The only thing you can do is to just get on the car and plow it away. Well, I hope you guys are joining us right now here on our show here tonight. Appreciate everybody that tuned on in here with us to watch some action here. And also I remind you guys at home that tonight we are also taking this broadcast over to our YouTube, and from here on out, every broadcast that you see will be presented on our YouTube page here. The link is down in the description as well here on our comment section here. So again, if you haven't already checked that out, be sure to check that out. First chance you get. Helps us kind of grow the page and support us a little bit more. So if you can, subscribe over there as we get back to the action here and get ready to race. Into the 3 wide pack we go. Everybody forcing their way through the field. Key Checkmate Taylor being one of them. That turn 2 is a little bit stretch. You don't want to make the mistake there. Down across the back straightaway here. Looks like she's going to back off. Wally Babb now looking to fight it out with the Piers in the pack up ahead. Checkmate already trying to save and conserve. Going to stay out of trouble. Onto the front straightaway they go. Dan Miglin now up in the second place spot. Hard charger award to him as he is up 7. Corey Reed right in front of him though, and currently holding the field down, holding the pack in. Robert Dudleyville. Oh, no. Whoa, Miglin. I was going to say he was going for a ride, but I don't know how on earth he saved that thing. He not only saved it, he brought it right back into the pack in the top 5. 3 wide salute at turn 4, and now it's a war zone, boys. How on earth did Miglin get out of that mess? Much as how is he even still running with this pack? Bumping and tagging on the Oaksy. Kevin Baker gets a little bump off the 87. He'll have to try to drive it back in. Every driver for themselves. Nobody giving an inch here, but I am just baffled on that one. Producers, give me a replay of that one. Holy cow. We got to look at this one here once more. Hold on a minute. We got to take a look at this. Watch this. Watch Miglin as he goes for the attack on Corey Reed. And this is where that turn 2 treachery I told you about earlier comes into play. Watch this. Miglin doesn't quite catch the turn, but you saw Reed. He ends up getting crossed over. But look at the driving and maneuverability of the 31. The maneuvering he did to get through the grass, keep the car on line, never panicked. And watch this. Back into the pack. 3 wide salute. Everybody under control and just absolutely holding their line down. It doesn't get any better than that when it comes to the driving and mobility these drivers possess on the track time and time again. That is tremendous stuff. We might need another one though. Wally Babb, hold on, baby, hold on. Oh, man. He saved it. No, he didn't. He's gone. Oh, no. Corey Reed, Sidney the Calder Taylor, and Wally Babb colliding in there. We got trouble down there. And no caution. I'm kind of surprised here why there was no caution thrown right there. I think that should have been warranted. No caution. Field will keep working their way down. 27 of Reed will have to fight out the 5 of Chantal Pottle and the 49 Robert Dudley. Race officials trying to figure out what the heck happened and where to go from that one. They're just going to let him keep going. I mean, I don't blame him. Let the show go on. But, I mean, if you're Wally Bab, you can't be too thrilled about that one. Now it is the 5's turn to go back at it. It's literally, I've said it before, I'll say it again. When the Canadians come to town, sometimes it's either gonna be an international war zone or a little fun in the fun up in the north. And right now, 2 Newfoundland rock drivers are going to fight it out. Reed, you saw earlier on, his biggest mistake was basically just getting a little too hard in the corners and then spying himself out. Chantel's best performance, though, was definitely just conserving and watching her runs and her timing out there, and it certainly seems to be the case here still. Just about halfway to this one so far, and the field works their way around. Harley Dudley saying, great, good move. Yeah, it was there. That was one of the better, it was one of probably the craziest maneuvers we've seen in a long time here on our show. Oh, looks like turn 2 just about catches Oaks there. You saw him have to bring that one back and save it. Nicely done there. And again, you can just see when they get loose, they have to set the car back down. So what they usually does is, if there are 2 things you can do, that's either back off the gas, tap your brake a little bit, and shift down if you have to try to get the car to take a set, or you basically try to drive out of it. Basically, it's almost like in drifting. If you're turning right, you steer the wheel right, and keep your throttle and keep your foot on the gas. Try to give the car a little bit of run. Try to bring it back, center it back out. It's very possible to do, but it's very, very difficult to do on a very flat surface like this as well. Usually on a bank surface, it's a little bit, it can be a bit tricky depending on how you spun. But generally with these flat surfaces, you've really got to just break it in and just save it from there. I mean, you also want to even kind of refer back to the days of saving your car there and really actually making a maneuver. To be honest with you folks, I kind of put that maneuver Dan Miglin's there up with the pass in the grass, if you will, or whatever they call it these days. It wasn't a pass in the grass, by the way, but you remember it back in the old days when we actually had those 80 cars out there. When you had Dale Earnhardt and them going at it at Charlotte Motor Speedway, you never could forget that moment where basically he got tagged on the front stretch, goes in the grass, and just said, nope, and goes right back onto the field, keeping his race lead and not holding back, went on to win that race. That is a moment of a superhero, and that is the moment that you know these drivers are something special. And the NASCAR guys today, in all honesty, I know some of them find them kind of bland, kind of just like whatever, but to me, at the end of the day, they are still warriors in a hunk of junk, a piece of metal, trying to fight it out with one another and trying to survive with the best of them. It happens constantly, time and time again, and we see it here. Jeffrey Oaks trying to get up there with 49, Robert Dudley. Corey Reed going to have a little bit of company still on his corner panel here. As you saw, Robert Dudley kind of peeking around him a little bit. Now Reed, we've seen great performances from him before, but I think tonight he just point blank said this is probably one of his better tracks. It's a very smooth out surface for him, and it's a very rigid area. He likes to drive these kind of tracks. That's the way he kind of likes to run. Can't say that I blame him whatsoever. But I will say this here about New Hampshire. Even though this is not one of my favorite tracks, I'll be upfront about it. I'm not biased whatsoever. But this may not be one of my favorite tracks. However, I will say it is a very challenging track. It definitely challenges the drivers and challenges their minds a little bit. And it definitely makes for a good little racing corner off battle entry. So, yeah, we've seen here before, this track can perform some incredible results. You can never forget the first time we ever showed it on PTM Racing TV. It was back literally on the Cup Series when we had open setups in NASCAR E4. That day, those guys and gals, man, let me tell you something. We had 8 drivers And I'm not kidding you. 8 drivers battling for that race leader, battling for at least the top 5 spot all day long. Not giving out anything and not giving up anything to anyone. And they were going back and forth one another. They were tagging each other, driving in harder. It just was just pure gold. And since then, we haven't even been able to reclaim that magic or really encapsulate that. But for now, anyway, I gotta say this is probably a close second right now. This has been a really good race, considering the moments and the battles here, as we are now halfway into this race. A little bit of trouble down there though for Corey Reed. He is already blinking in and out a little bit, and that's not good for the 27, and I think he's got even bigger problems now. I think he might have left the gridding. I think he might have just had a timing error there. I think he is gone. I think the glitch graphic gremlins have destroyed Mr. Reed. He is not on the track still. He's not coming back. He is gone. What are you gotta be kidding me, man. The glitch graphic gremlins popping their ugly heads when they shouldn't. Well, wait a minute. He's back out. There he is. All right. Yeah, if you see a driver blink in and out, I'm going to be honest for 1 second, get away from that stuff. Yeah, when you see a car blinking in and out like that, it means his internet connection is generally not working too well, or he's got a really bad packet loss down there. It's nothing the drivers can do. That's just unfortunately something you got to work with the internet provider. Matthew Hoffa right now definitely had a bit of a career season for his as well. A couple of seasons ago, got his very first career asphalt win at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the late model series. He told me that day was pretty much one of the best moments of his life, he said, when it came to iRacing, came to racing in general, coming from the fact that he never won a single time in any league race or any event. You know, to him, that was probably the moment I think he realized he was bound to fight to the very end and give it everything he had on any track for that matter, no matter where he went. And so far, really, honestly, this season not been the greatest for him. He's had some troubles and had some struggles, but so far anyway, I've been pretty impressed with him and how he's been handling his nerves tonight. Definitely interested to see if he can keep that going in the future, as we now have a little battle for the race lead, and the little bump and banging begins here on the Magic Mile. Oh, the 49 and Robert Dudley kind of snookered his way around in the 5 of Chantel Bottle. And the throttle right now is in trouble, losing her lead with only a couple of laps left here in the stage. And now even Corey Reed can intervene. You hit each other on a short track. Well, that means you got other drivers coming for you. Here they come now, the back straightaway here. Corey Reed right now watching from behind into the distance while Dudley tries to snooker his way back on the inside of the 5. That's the only way to really pass around here, is let someone go to the outside, then you drive it harder on the inside. It's a track you can throw a lot of sliders and some haymakers at times, but I think we've seen here too before where things just get really crazy if you're not too careful down there. Both drivers just side by side, back and forth. It is a duel. It is a tango. And I don't think right now for 1 second the 5 is thinking about anything else than just keep knocking down Dudley a few steps. Dudley back on the inside, off the front straightaway here. Still has a run, still giving it everything he's got to take her down. No room for error here. Just simply plain good old hard racing, hard fought driving, to say the least. Reed now going to intervene a little bit. He spies an opening as Dudley gives him that chance. But not to be. Dudley closes the gap again. Reed's going to need a good corner off. He does indeed. Got a good run off. Remember, there's only a couple laps left here in the stage. 2 to go. 2 laps left in the stage, and then it'll be time for our final stage. The big one, in my opinion. That's going to settle these drivers down a bit. You know, one thing we're going to look at right now as well, when we get to that final stage, there's going to be a few more laps remaining compared to stage 1 and 2. How well do the tires hold up for both drivers there? And then, you know, will they try to send them off a little harder at each other, or will they give each other enough room to try to fight it out? Hard to really say, but right now this is really more points for pit strategy here. Under the tone, under the fight here, coming off out of turn 2. Everybody looking to try to pass a 5. You can see Dudley and Reed looking for an opening. Dudley looks like he's just going to kind of go with the flow and go into the next stage, knowing he'll have a good spot, keep his points lead intact, and and make sure that the 5 knows he's coming for him. And caution throws out. Now stage break is initiated. 2 stage wins for the Throttle Chantel Pottle. A surprisingly different story compared to the recent events this season. But after her win at Bristol Motor Speedway, as the Throttle finally built up the speed and returned to the promised land, or will Dudley or Corey Reed show her up a little bit and remind her where they came from? We find out when we return here to PTM Racing TV for more action from Pedal to Metal Racing League Xfinity Series. And ladies and gentlemen, tonight's race has been brought to you in part by our good friends over at GridFinder.com. The best way to find a new league: filter your search by race day, your geographical region, gaming platform, racing sim, and car class. Need a broadcaster, live designer? Search GridFinder, the home of online racing. By Matt Mills Racing Team, best Xfinity teams out there, sponsoring and supporting Battle of the Metal Racing League this season. If you want to help support Matt's journey, follow him up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Be sure to check out his merchandise line on Facebook. By Pottlez Wrapz, most affordable designs made at your leisure. Pottlez Wrapz will bring out the best designs in your library. And by Melgaard Motorsports, the fastest of fast, the toughest of nails on any track, virtual world or real world. Melgaard Motorsports is where it's at.
With the ButtKicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. ButtKicker. The future is feeling.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey. I started trying over the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, currently, we're getting situated out here for our final race stage of the night. This is the big one here. We will have 36 laps to the distance left to go. Corey Reed, after going into pit road, actually defeats out and defends out a few other drivers here. Will be the top runner with Robert Dudley right beside him here. Matthew Hofford, Jeffrey Oakes, and Chantel Pottle rounding out your top 5. Going to be interesting, or excuse me, Dan the Man Miglin rounding out top 5, 6 will be Chantel Throttle Pottle there. You see Kevin Baker in the 87, and then the 7 is Cindy Dakota Taylor in the 4th row. So this will set up our field now for the runoff. Christopher Jordan, Keith Checkmate Taylor, still in this hunt, still in the fight, and Dustin Solnegger finally getting his laps back after his little incident on the earlier going. Well, race fans, time to get back to the action here. The Melgaard Motorsports New Hampshire Motor Speedway race is coming back here now. Let's get back down to business. Hard charge off the corners once again. No surprise here. Everybody looking for their opening, looking for their start. Corey Reed right now leads them off. Down across the back straightaway here. It looks like it's going to be a fight to the end, fight to the half. Under control, stay within the rhythm. Don't be trying to do anything too crazy. You can see everyone looking for openings where they can. Here comes the 20 of Jeffrey Oaks now on inside corner looking for an opening. The 49 of Robert Dudley now looking to also try to stay in the push, stay in the fight. Oaksy now moving up the corners here as they start to back them out in the backpack. It's a run off through the field here. Miglin once again though loose out of turn 2. Manages to recover, but that could have been dangerous there. He's lucky he got out of that one. Matthew Hopper in the top 5 now, fighting it out with his old rival there in the 5, Chantel Bottle. Chantel, though, losing it for the first time out of turn 4. The first time we've seen her get loose all day long. Dudley cornering off out of turn 2, still holding down the trunk, still holding down the fight. Oh, but there's trouble right behind all of them. Big problems. And we got a big wreck right in front of us. Keith Checkmate Taylor, the 5 Chantel Bottle, all in this one. And major damage there on the 5. Holy moly, there's a big wreck and a half there you saw. Looked like maybe Miglin and them getting kind of tossed up into one another, and then everything just went haywire after that. Let's take a look at the replay here and find out what happened here to see what went wrong. Right out of turn 2. Big one drives in a little bit, catches the 5, and you can see Chantel know where to go on her end. Bit of a tough break there to say the least here for these drivers. A bit of a tough issue there for everybody kind of involved in that one. But unfortunately, there's not a lot you can do about it in that case. You just kind of got to watch yourself as you go around the corners. So we'll take one more look at it here from our angle in the chopper cam. You can see right there, it's coming out of turn 2. 31 drives up a little bit, catches the 8 and catches the 5, and the 5 smashing into the wall protection there, nowhere to go. So our field now working around and going to the outhouse for that one. He'll have to start in the back, driving up a little too much and getting into folks there. As unfortunately, not what you can do. Not able to get around that one. Obviously, by no means does that look intentional there. Unfortunately, the problem with this track again, guys, just turn 2. It's just extremely difficult to stay out of that problem, stay out of that way when the guys get all over the place. First caution of the night here, and kind of surprising to say the least. It's been an extremely close corner, good racing, good battle in action here, but unfortunately just kind of that situation popping up and brews out and everybody gets sent out of the trouble zone. Pace car already set up for this one. They're ready to go back at it here and ready to fight them on down. Every driver for themselves now here as we get ready to go back to the green flag. Bit of a crazy situation or two popping up here after our third caution of the night. First one not excluding from the stage cautions. Field marching their way out of turn 3 down into turn 4. It's Corey Reed, it's Jeffrey Oaks. All in this hunt, all in this show. Show runners through to the front straightaway here. Looking for the green flag. Pop that back out. Let's get back to it. Oaksy opting to go to the outside line. Reed will go to the inside, try to hold both of them back off. Hofford on the outside now looking for Robert Dudley here as they continue to fight it out here. Kevin Baker a little loosey-goosey out of turn 2, smacking the Ada Key Checkmate Taylor. Car held up and managed to stay in the run, stay in the rhythm. Even though that wreck happened to the 5 Chantel Pottle, she's now fighting back up to the front here. Christopher Jordan having Dan the Man Miglin also hunting back up. Miglin got to be a little bit more aggressive here in his mind, and I don't blame him. Got to get up to the front quickly, especially with what he's got at stake and what's going on with him. Remember, the top 5 at the end of the season get some money or get some prizes in there. It's all about points coming to the end of the season. We know Dudley has already taken the season by storm and won the championship. But remember, these drivers are still out to give themselves a fair shake and a fair fight here. And Oaksy is looking to prove that and then some. Oaksy is not Oaksy on nearly a season champion at one point. Almost won a couple of titles there. Put up a good fight and a good show in the coming weeks and coming the races, but you know, unfortunately, he just kind of was a little too late on the starts here. Thankfully, though, he is starting. Thankfully, though, I hopefully we can see him next time out, next season. Hopefully, can put on a little bit more of a fight out there. Yeah, the kid Checkmate Taylor driving wide up out of turn 1. They're going to give it a major opening to the 84 Matthew Hofford and the 5 Chantel Pottle. 25 laps will go down here with they're coming up to the front straightaway. And you can see the huge lead Jeffrey Oaks right now has on the field here. I am quite literally impressed here how fast he is just building up speed. You can see the lap times here are just far and away better than anything else the other guys are getting. Dudley is not able to keep his distance, keep his run in, and you can see Oaksy just driving way higher up than everybody, but he's diamonding off so much that it's really how he's keeping his speeds in. Beglin back up into the front half now, looking to possibly give himself a little bit of a breathing room, little error off the corners. Revzilla's 31 is not done yet. Boy, you gotta give him credit for at least trying as hard as he has, man. He is just booking it up to the front. Usually I see Emily Miglin kind of tuning around here. Emily, I don't know where you're at, but we kind of miss you having here and talking with us. I do remember names around here. I don't think for one second I don't remember folks that come by and tune our show. So, if it weren't for you guys at home, we wouldn't even be able to do this. So, Hoffer now trying to lax up the tires, trying to give him a little bit more tread in there, but it does not seem to be working as much as he wants it to. The Ada Key Checkmate Taylor now swings it way inside. Corey Reed firing back in here, a little bump tap on for the 5, and Reed trying to get out of it again. Miglin getting a little bit hard on the throttle, has to back down again, but he manages to recover. You saw Reed there having to backing off badly. The 5 had to jump, try to give him some room, let him get it back situated. Unfortunately, though, it cost everybody in that mid-pack there a chance at building up a little more speed to get to Jeffrey Oaks. Oaksy right now has got to be loving the fact he's a second ahead of Dudley. And the folks in the mid-pack are just fighting it out with one another. Earlier in the stage, it was these two there fighting it out for the race lead. Now they're battling it out for third. While the Taylors and Miglin now look to give them a run for their money. Cindy being very extra careful, not trying to overdo it, wants to keep it nice and under control. Seems to be doing so as much as anything. Keith Checkman Taylor still in that pack, in that fight here. You can see now the 7. The Mac makeup numbers 7 Ford Mustang trying to put a charge on this 31 Chevrolet. Melgaard looking to possibly give himself a little more breathing room, try to social distance a little bit more than most do these days with the coronavirus around here. That's yet to work out though in his favor, yet to work out as much as I think he was hoping for. Reed now looking like he's got a little run, a little more power under the hood with that Go Chris 27. It's been pretty stellar to say the least how well he's been able to hold it out. Jeffrey Todd Tufts, more problems there coming out of turn 1 it looks like. He's got problems in the 72. Gets the car back out. Caution is out. We got a caution down there. And maybe the most inopportune times for some of our drivers here to say the least. Take a look and see what happened here though between our drivers. Let's find out what the cause of this one was. Coming down the front straightaway here, looks like the 87 and a good run off. Oh, catches the 72. Looks like it may have just kind of collected in one another and end up getting everybody kind of collected off on that one. So take a look at it from the other end of the spectrum here and see about this one from another angle. See if we can get a good look at it. Both drivers having to go to the back here. You can see Baker, he just kind of drove it up slightly into the 72. That was enough to get him loose and crashed in badly there. And that rear end just took a beating and a fight off there, unfortunately. So drivers heading into pit road. Looks like they'll go for a little splash of gas, a fresh set of tires here, and hopefully have one last fight out on the track. But which one of these drivers will be the one to win it out? Melgaard gets out of pit road first. The 31 gets the advantage. Oaks and Dudley are also going to be pretty close together. The 5 Chantel Pottle getting that 4th spot, and then Reed getting 5th. And I don't know for Reed if he took a fresh set of tires or not on that one, in all honesty. It looked like he came out of pit road a little later than I think he was hoping for. Take a look at our pit stop times here for our drivers and see who got the better of it. You can see when Dudley and when the Taylor and Reed and all of them went in. Corey Reed though, his pit strategy and time was, looks like about a 15.9 on his timing. That's how long he was in there. Melgaard just came out of pit stop time and looks like that was maybe at most a 10-second pit stop. He had about 5 seconds ahead to get ahead of everybody, so I gotta believe he took only fuel and maybe right side sets of tires. You know, is that gonna be enough though? Because again, right sides are definitely crucial around these parts, where that right front gets tore up a lot on the track and on the surface. But I mean, again, is it enough? That is the case. Well, we'll have 15 laps remaining. The field is back out and ready to go at it once more. Wally Babb saying, let's go, Dan Melgaard. Wally, good to have you back on board, sir. Wally, unfortunately, not able to finish out the night tonight. Bit of a tough break there for him and his crew there. And hope you're doing okay there, buddy. He had a few little hiccups in between, a little bit of a runoff or two. Double file them up, ladies and gentlemen. It's time to go back at it. So this is it. Will this be our last caution of the night? We've only had 4 in total. 2 of them being stages, 2 of them being caught, 2 of them being cautions here on the actual track surface. Taking them off the front here, down to the green flag. A little bump off on the number 49 of Robert Dudley. They're tagging each other, going into the corner there of Miglin. They know what's at stake, but they know they got to be very careful about that turn here. This turn does not play jokes with anybody. It may be the magic mile, but this can also be your worst nightmare come to life if you try to make the track work to your advantage. Miglin's still with the lead, but Dudley's going to try to diamond off on the outside, build up a tremendous amount of speed off the corners. Drives up a little bit though. Dudley has to back off. And Chantel managing to get out of that mess quickly, but Dudley almost causing a big malfunction and wreck up there. Miglin and him kind of collecting each other there for just a minute. Oh, Dudley loses it completely. Now the field wrecks in between. We got guys all over the place. Watch out. Caution. And that couldn't have been any harder to figure out what the heck happened, much less what experience down there. Let's go to the replay. I don't even know what happened. Let's take a look at it one more time, and I gotta believe everybody was just all over the place. Dudley overdrives it too much, and the 49 kind of tagging each other in. Whoa! Huge wreck, huge wreck. Holy cow. There was a lot of movement in the back there as well, unfortunately. Drivers getting all over the place and crashing in as well there. I'm not sure where that whole trend started off from, but we'll take a look here at the replay one more time. So Jeffrey Oaks is in a 3 wide split panic. I'll be honest with you folks, honestly, that was just chaotic. There's not a lot you can do about that one. That was just all over the place. Officials reviewing the footage there. I really don't think they're going to need to do anything special down there. I think that was just that's an actual racing incident there. That's nothing you can do about that. Well, right now, I'm going to tell you something right now, folks. This right now is actually playing more and more into the hands of that 31, because I'll tell you one thing right now. He currently has, you know, a little bit more of a tire on there just to survive with. And also, this is giving him a good chance, a good opportunity to strike while he's up front and keep that race leading. He doesn't have to really worry about folks getting too over the top or a little bit out of control with him. It's just basically he just needs to stay focused on where he's at and where everything is going right at, and that's what's going to kind of give everyone a chance. This time by, we're going to get that green, we're going to get those lights off on the pace car, and we're going to get the drivers fielded back in. Everybody looking to survive and looking to conquer here. Robert Dudley getting a little bit upset right now. Currently he's telling his spotter in the chat, got flat out cut my nose off and walled me there. May need to be a little bit of review there. It was a hard race and coming off of turn 4 there, that's for sure. But I mean, you can't really say for sure how much of that was just boiled down to how tight this track is, or how much of a trickery it kind of was performed in. But nevertheless, it is time to get these guys back up and running. The field stretched out, stretched back in. And the Melgaard Motorsports New Hampshire Motor Speedway race here tonight for Pedal to the Metal Xfinity Series is about to come to a conclusive finish. If we can get these guys and gals dialed in just one more set. We did so well in the first 2 stages. We need to get this final one in. That's not how you start the race, though. We got guys all over the gals all over the place on the start. Slonaker trying to get out of the way there. Gets crashed right into Jeffrey Oaks. He's upside down. Dustin Slonaker crashed in upside down. The 66 nowhere to go. Are you kidding me, guys? That was an unfortunate incident there for Dustin Slonaker, and nothing he can do about that one here out of the start. Everybody kind of piled in there on that one, could not get off the jump, and you can see it looked like maybe the 7 City Taylor was trying to get a good jump up, and instead kind of caused everybody to get into that mess there. Wow. Taking a look at it from another angle here, we're going to take a look at the chopper cam. I think that may need a little talking to for some of the folks back there when the officials get their hands on them. I don't know, from that angle, maybe the 6.6 was kind of pushing the 7 a little bit. I don't really know how to tell you that one. Just so we can see for sure, I'm just going to do one more clip of this one. Let's just watch the start. We're going on board here with Cindy. This is the last one we're going to show here. Oh, the 70 definitely got pushed there. So from that angle, honestly, I think maybe Jeffrey Oaks kind of gave a little bit of a push or something around there. It was got a little intensified, and I think that's what caused that whole situation to come in. Well, like I said, the more they keep doing this, the more they're just going to give Megalyn an opportunity to just walk away with this one. And remember, folks, we only have about 15 minutes that these drivers are allowed on the schedule. They know point blank, when they came into this race, they were only an hour and 15 time slot limited. So they know they cannot just be coming out here and doing crazy things and thinking that's going to work. They've got a time slot and time listening here. They have to complete. There will be only 4 laps remaining. We're doubling filing up again one more time. Come on, guys, gals, we can get this going. Let's go. Just let the cool heads prevail and let the cars do their thing. Just drive and drive. Oaks to go into the back here. Dustin currently, after that little wreck, he had to go into the back anyway. Did not receive a penalty for that, I believe. 4 to go, race fans. This is where things get interesting. Which one will be able to hold down? Which one will be able to fight him out? Lee Dudley saying, slow down. Well, yeah. You're telling that to a bunch of drivers that don't know how to slow down. They only know how to do one thing. That's put the pedal to the metal. Will this be our final restart here? And if it is, does Megalyn have enough to hold off Reed, Pottle, and Taylor? The Taylors are there. The Hoffert's there. This is anybody's case, anybody's race here. Off the start here, not the best start. Jeff Bank gonna have to back off a little bit and get the 7 some room. Cindy the Closer Taylor trying to make her way around her brother, Robert Dudley. A little bump there to the 7. He's trying to mush and mower his way through the field. Kevin Baker into the outside wall. Tags top ups into the back straightaway they go. Huge wreck around. They're wrecking even more around here. Dan Miglin has crashed in on the front turn 2, 3, and 4, I should say. What? Oh my goodness. I'm not even for sure what the heck happened there. All I know is let's just look at the replay. Oh, we saw Baker get into a Todd Tufts. Whoa. And I'm not sure if I think I see what I think I saw, but it looked like the 5 may have just kind of cornered off a little too much and end up catching old Miglin there. Let's take a look at this one. That certainly seems to be the case there. It looked like just a hard little run, a hard little race there coming off, but it was unfortunately nothing you can do about that. Definitely a tough break there to say the least here, and a big issue there for the drivers. All right, well, stage 1 and 2, we was clear of everything. Everything was looking great. And now this track has reared its ugly head. It is showing its fangs, showing its teeth, and it's no longer the Magic Mile. It is the Death Magic Mile. Miglin going to get away with a little bit of trouble here. He'll be still in the 7th spot. The 5 Chantel Powell having to go to the back, but Todd Tufts was a lap down, so he had to go to the very, very back. Christopher Jordan, the same case here. There is damage on the right side there of the 5, but certainly I don't think should really warrant too much trouble. But you can see these drivers just want to get this one done, man. They're ready to call this one a night. This has just been wild and action-packed, but holy cow. Everybody ready to double file them up and get one more runoff. Can't be exasperated enough just how tough this track has been to these guys and gals, how hard they have been racing all season long, how much they want to win, how much they want to get that top 5 in. But I mean, again, you just got to remember, you only have so much you can work with and so much you can build on the speed. And there's not a lot of breathing room to make mistakes like that. Hofford actually, in my opinion, might be having a chance of his lifetime here with Corey Reed, because right now Reed has not looked extremely fast on a short run. Hofford has been pretty consistent with that. Is this time that he can get this one in? We're gonna soon find out. Coming off out of turn 3, down in turn 4. Can we get this one finished, guys? We'll see right here. Down the front straightaway they go. Reed gets the advantage. Cindy drove it in pretty hard there. Everybody driving in hard, but they managing to keep it in a somewhat consistent pace. Cindy on the inside. Here comes the number 7 on the inside. The closer finally coming to life here. Cindy got a runoff, looking for the charge. Robert Dudley, and that fires well back the over against the 27 to Reed. Caution. And a big little run around there for the drivers. Everybody getting caught up in the mix of this. Well, we're down to 2 more green-white checkers. I'm going to say that right now. They're giving 3. I think we might need to chop that down to only 2 from now on. Watch this. The 84 just drove it in a little bit too much, and unfortunately for Reed, he just didn't have anywhere to go out of that one, unfortunately. And Cindy the Closer Taylor pretty much left on her own now. Well, they're not going to get any more opportunities here after this point. They better start figuring this one out, or this could be a long night for them. Miglin right now, that 31, badly damaged there. And again, something we haven't talked about on the show too often with these guys. Well, they have a limited amount of incident points they can have on these cars. Remember, they only get 40 incidences before they will be disqualified, 30 for a black flag. So if you're getting into these wrecks and you're getting into these pileups and even causing them, you're giving yourself more trouble than it's worth and giving yourself more of an issue than you realize. So right now, the way this is playing out, this way it's shaping up, if they continue to keep going this route, they're not going to have much of a car, much less any chances left to not be disqualified. And remember, there is still the top 5 stakes at risk here. Well, we'll lead him down the front straightaway here. And for those at home that say this iRacing is not a legit simulator, if you go back and watch NASCAR, and then you watch this, I beg to differ. You can come at me for that comment section, but I mean, it just goes to show you the best drivers in the real world and some of the best drivers in the iRacing world, I would say honestly, are pretty much no different than any of the other folks out there. They are still all the best in their own route, in their own way, and they can certainly put on a show. But this unfortunately has been very tricky and very cumbersome for some folks to get really cornered down and kind of lower off of. So here we go. Oaksy and Cindy will pretty much be in the shot in the making here. They're going to have a chance to just duke it out here for this final leg of the race. Off the green flag we go. One more green-white checkered after this, and then it's game over. Matter of fact, actually, after this one, if they keep messing this up, it's game over then. This one's much cleaner. Turn 1 and 2 under control. Everyone's cool. Off the charge now, down that back straightaway here. Field rockets their way up to the front. Robert Dudley's bike getting kind of cornered off earlier is going to have one more shot at possibly taking the lead over Cindy Taylor, trying to get Jeffrey Oaks here. Oaksy getting a little bit of speed built in. Man, Miglin off the corner of back straightaway. Trouble down there for him as we go to the white flag now. Well, Christopher Jordan here on the front straightaway. Big trouble for the 78 machine. They'll lead him off out of turn 2. Everybody looking for one last fight in this pack. Off the back straightaway here. Cindy and Dudley gonna go out of here while Skate Checkmate walks from behind. Corey Reed into the wrecks, into the zone, having all sorts of problems down there, but out of turn 3 and 4, Jeffrey Oaks, the Chevrolet accessory number 20, will win another one back to back for the number 20. And at last, we have ended our madness in our race here at the Magic Mile. Another victory and a solid showing here for the number 20. Huge win to say the least. You can see a big celebration will be happening down there for the Oaksy camp here. Big obviously back-to-back wins is definitely hard to do, much less even try to keep them complete here with these guys and gals, but nevertheless he did that and then some here tonight. Final race results now popping up on your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your final results here presented by Melgaard Motorsports. Jeffrey Oaks wins this. Second go to Cindy Closer Taylor. Third will go to Robert Dudley. Fourth to Keith Checkmate Taylor. Fifth to Matthew Hoffer. 6th to Jeffrey Todd Tuff. 7th to Corey Reed. 8th to Chantel Throttle Pottle. 9th to Christopher Jordan. 10th to Dan Miglin. 11th to Dustin Slonaker. 12th to Kevin Baker. 13th to Wally Babb, rounding out your field here tonight. And while we now wait for our drivers to pop in, we'll go ahead and do a quick little shout out to our sponsors one more time here. So a big thank you again to our good friends over at GreenTech Energy, to A1 Glass Incorporated, to the ButtKicker Company, Ford Entertainment Group, PC.net, SimRacingMerch.com, GridFinder.com, Matt Mills Racing Team, Pottlez Wrapz, and of course Melgaard Motorsports. Thank you again to everybody and then some for all your support and all you've done for us here, and appreciate all the fans that have come on out to see this one here tonight. Go ahead and bring our drivers in real quick now and see if they're ready to talk with us here as we're getting ready to bring the field in. He's now coming in to us here at Victory Lane. This is your number one driver tonight, winning into the number 20 Chevrolet Accessory Auto Parts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeffrey Oaks to the stage. He is your winner in the hard charge of the night, 13 back. And Oaksy, I don't even know how the heck you were able to do that, much less survive out here, bud.
Oh, let's go. Let's go. My last 3 races, 3 wins. I missed Bristol because I was on vacation. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good. Yeah, and that was crazy. Pottlez was fast. Dudley had a good car in the long run, too. And I kind of set myself back. I got caught speeding on the second stage there, and so it put me back in the back again. And got lucky with that last caution come out because that put us on the outside row with Cindy, and that's where I'd prefer to start here because you can kind of keep somebody pinned down and carry that outside momentum there in the first 5 laps of a runner, so be it. So, oh, it worked out.
It did indeed here, my friend. And at the end of the day, man, you're walking away with another W and another victory here tonight. So I got to ask you, Oaksy, as you win here tonight, who do you want to thank her for this?
Oh, my beautiful wife for supporting me and letting me do this. Warren Young, he practiced with me and helped me, get used to racing side by side here, so I got a shout out to him. And PTM Racing for everything you guys do. Crusader, you're great up there in the booth. Appreciate what you do. That's fun. Let's go get Michigan.
All right. Best wishes down there to you, Jeffrey Oaks. Congratulations once again here on our show.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeffrey Oaks, number 20, wins it out here tonight. Second going to the closer, Cindy Taylor. And, well, we all know she does not tune into these or top up with our ends. So give her the second place finish here tonight. Congratulations to her and all that. And also Robert Dudley. I don't know if he is in with us here tonight. We'll take a listen in. Robert Dudley, are you on the call here, sir?
Yes, sir. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, it certainly has been a bit of a run here tonight and a bit of a show here. You win a third place finish here tonight, and right now pretty much all but kind of securing the final season points you needed to win this one. So as you get one step closer here at Michigan 2 weeks from now, what's really playing out of your mind after you finished out here at New Hampshire?
First of all, I want to congratulate Jeff for the win. That was 2 or 3 in a row, and Cindy. Yeah, I wish I wish Robert would have made it. Robert Kahn. Didn't want to win it like that, but it's a tough pass out here tonight in this track.
It certainly was indeed, man. You had a lot going on, a lot of hard racing in between, a lot of battles to say the least. So as you come one step closer to the end, who do you want to thank you for this finish here tonight at New Hampshire?
I want to thank you for putting on an excellent broadcast as always, and thank all the admins, Chantel and Hopper, and everybody that puts on the broadcast and the league and all the sponsors. I'd like to thank my family for supporting me doing this, and my son Tyler, my dad Arliss, my wife Jessica, and I'd like to thank anybody that watches from the ALS Society Alabama chapter.
Alabama chapter indeed, my friend. So Arliss definitely got to be excited about this one. Congratulations here tonight, Robert.
Thank you, buddy. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. All right, race fans, that's going to conclude our show here tonight here with you on PTM Racing TV. But once again, a big thank you to everybody that tuned on in. Thank you again to the support from our friends, our family, as well as our sponsors here tonight. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you tuning on in. Until the green flag flies next time, PTM Racing TV, please be safe, God bless, and take care of yourselves. I will see you when the time calls for another race here on the show.